Alright, chat. So Bloxburg released this new update teaser. I spy with my little eye a firefly, and it seems to look like a camping update since we've got these tents and the logs back there and then the new birch trees. So I thought what better to do than make a camper van for the new update, because I'm sure the new update will contain more than 5 items this time. No shade, by the way. But anyways, the gist of today's video is to make a camper trailer, and not just any camper trailer, but a big one. Yeah, I don't know how descriptive I can really get with a camper trailer, but I'd say the main inspiration for this build comes from Haley. She made this really cool 5th wheel camper trailer, and it looks a little something like this, so shout out to her. But basically what a 5th wheel camper trailer looks like is one that attaches to the bed of your truck. I don't know if any of you guys have one of these, but I'd be kind of surprised if you did. Actually, it's not all that uncommon, to be fair. But anyways, we're gonna be taking inspiration from one of those and then her video as well to make our own camper trailer for the new update. So I guess we could get straight into it. And the way I'm gonna go about doing this is by starting the base of the thing first, because I've made camper trailers before and usually they come out very disproportionate. Like sometimes I'll walk into the trailer and then it's gonna be too small or too big. So I'm gonna start basing it off of this pickup truck real quick, and I'm just gonna drop 130k on that real quick as well. I think a reasonable size would be to make it maybe 2 and then maybe a little bit wider, or maybe that's a bit too thick. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't think it's worth worrying too much about how wide it is, because eventually I'm gonna add a bunch of these pop outs that are gonna make the interior look a lot wider than it probably will be. But yeah, I'm just gonna start making a base to work from and maybe get down the wheels first as well. So for the wheels, I'm just gonna do what I normally do with the cylinders, and I'm just gonna resize a cylindrical basic shape. And to get the size of the wheels accurate, I'm just gonna use the truck wheels. There we go. And if you guys want a speed build for this, just let me know down in the comment section and I'd be happy to post it on my second channel or something. But anyways, I think we're off to a pretty good start with this. I don't think it's looking too bad. So these are gonna be the wheels, and I'm pretty sure in the picture there were only 2 wheels holding this entire thing up, and then the front was like connected to the truck. So this is fine just the way it is. Just gonna make sure those hit the ground. And I'm gonna start with a giant beam that just goes across the entire bottom of the truck, and this will basically act as the framework for the entire thing. So I can kind of get rid of that floor right here. That was just there because it was there. And then we'll just use our transform tool to make it larger. I think maybe about 5 blocks long is enough for the lower part. And then after that, we can drag this and then just spam it on the basic shape. Hopefully this will all be movable, but I'm not sure about that really, because it is a lot to make in this. But once we have that done, we can start working on the base of the trailer. And I'm really not sure how realistic I want to make this, but I want to make it as detailed as possible because, you know, I try the hardest on things that aren't houses. I don't know if you guys realize that though. Like there's something that just clicks more when it comes to something that's not a house, because it's different from the norm. Okay, I think one thing I'm gonna do is shorten that basic shape so I don't have anything protruding. In terms of sizing, hopefully I could just wing it because that's what it's looking like right now. But so far it's not looking too bad. I'm just gonna play around with the heights of the wheels for now. I think that's a little bit of a better height, which means I can resize these upwards just a little. Okay, and this is where it gets a little bit challenging because I'm gonna have to start working with the truck, but the truck is gonna go pretty much here. I think that's a good distance from the trailer, maybe a little farther. And I'm just gonna scooch this basic shape over. If I'm gonna be honest, I think this video is gonna be a 10 out of 10 difficulty for building. Maybe not when it comes to the interior, because I feel like I'm gonna give up when it comes to that, but I think this is a pretty perfect height for that. And then from here I could just add my little wedges, or if anything I could use a concave straight. This looks fancy schmancy. It's also nice and curvy too. Okay, so now that we have that, we could probably use another basic shape and move it over. Once again, I'm just gonna make the base of the truck first, because I think that's the main thing to get down pat. Okay, bear with me. This little wedge could change, but we're gonna have to see. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm liking the curviness there. Let me just reference this one more time. Okay, it looks like that. Okay, so basically what you're telling me is that I'm doing this wrong. Okay, I fidgeted around a little with the basic shapes, and I've ended up with this little configuration here. It's a little confusing, but I hope that sped up part didn't make it too confusing. But anyways, we basically have the base of the trailer now, so all I really have to do is detail it from here up. To be fair, this could be a little long, but I think it's okay. I guess we could start with the stands that go on the truck. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do this, but I'll try my best. Okay, honestly, chat, this kind of slaps, so we're just gonna rotate that and leave it at this. Oh, and it's perfect height, kind of. Not really. Okay, we're gonna pretend it's there. I don't really know how these things really sit in a truck. I mean, it looks all right. It looks the part. Maybe the little two cross beams aren't it. Okay, yeah, I kind of like it without the cross beams. You know what? This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Once again, I have no idea what I'm really building. Like, what if the truck is too close? Like, what if this is not how you're supposed to connect it to a truck? I don't know, man. I feel like, though, I should extend this a little. Maybe out to around there, just so it's a little closer to the truck, and so I have a little more space to work with when I do the bedroom eventually. Because I'm gonna put the bedroom on the second floor. Or not the second floor, the raised part. Okay, so the next thing I kind of want to work on is the little stuff that goes over the wheels. And it's not anything in particular. They're literally just the little rims that go over it. All right, you know what, chat? I think this does it. I think that's okay. It looks kind of scuffed, but we're just gonna deal with it. And I'm just gonna make a little back border so you can't really see through the wheels. Or maybe that doesn't matter because it already looks pretty scuffed. Oh well, chat, time to copy and paste this to the other side. Okay, there we go. Now we can move on. Chat, it's still looking so long. Like, there's no way this is the right size. Actually, it looks kind of right. Oh well, I guess the next thing we can work on is the walls of the camper trailer. I'm really contemplating on making this a little longer than it should be, but I feel like that's not something I should be doing. So I know for a fact I'm gonna put a door somewhere around here. So I'm gonna do this. Or wait, do the doors go at the back of the trailer or at the front? I probably should have done my research first, but honestly, I think that's about right. And this time, I'm gonna try and get the height of the walls correct. So I think something like that looks about right, because this is the height of a normal wall, and then this is raised just a little bit off from the ground. So I'm gonna stick with that, but it looks kind of tall, to be fair. Maybe if I go one down. Okay, yeah, that might look a little more correct. Or maybe if I used my brain, I could just walk in there and see if it's tall enough. Okay, I think I could go down one more, but once again, this might leave very little space. But to be fair, it's a camper trailer, so I think you're kind of expecting that. As for the windows, I'm gonna do that eventually. To be fair, I don't really want to sit here all day just working on a camper van, so I'm gonna do this in multiple recordings. Not in multiple videos, but multiple recordings. There we go. We can just round off the back like that. It's taking shape, more or less. I think something we should definitely get going is at the front, and I want to make the curved part of it first. So what I mean by that is something like maybe something like that. I think honestly it's kind of skinny. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of skinny, but I think it works. I think it works. Okay, maybe it's a bit too skinny. Chat, we might have a problem. Should I just keep building? I think I'll just keep building. Oh my god, it's gonna be so miniature in here because I can't even fit a bed. Not even a kid's bed, guys. Well, I mean, I guess you have space for one bed, which is nice. Oh well. Yeah, because I feel like camper trailers are a little wider on the road, because when you see them in the rear view mirror of another car, it definitely doesn't look this skinny. But there's not much we can really do about this. I mean, I guess there is. We just have to take it all apart and resize it, but I don't really want to do that. You know what, chat? Let's keep working. Hopefully the pop-outs will make it a little more accessible. And once again, what I mean by the little pop-outs is like the little things you can shift out on the side. Okay, but in all honesty, it looks pretty good. Aside from the fact that it's too skinny, I think it's pretty nuts so far. I think one thing I'm gonna do is make the door a little closer to the front though. Okay, it's definitely not the most spacious thing I've seen all day, and it definitely does look a little disproportionate, but I feel like I said this from the very beginning of the video that it would look a bit disproportionate. Honestly, it might be worth it just to make everything a little wider. Like, there's not much I did, right? There's so much I did, chat. Okay, maybe just a little wider. Just a little wider. I think it's worth it. So I'm gonna speed this part up because it's gonna get a little tedious. Oh god, here we go. Oh my god, especially this part. Holy heck. Chat, honestly, what if I just... Yeah, they don't call me a genius for nothing. All right, that was the easiest resize of my life. Don't even chat to me. Okay, now why can't I resize this? All right, yeah, there we go. Everything's resized. That's why they call me the goat. Now, all we have to do is put everything back together like a puzzle piece. Okay, well, this is all terrible. Chat, I think I've already spent an hour on this and I've only got the base done. What do I even do? Okay, I think that looks a little more right. It's not as skinny. And we can actually fit a bed horizontally. Kind of. Not really. Okay, time to put everything back in place. And of course, there are no windows yet, but those are coming soon, probably. I don't remember there being this many walls. I think I'm gonna optimize it a little. You know what, chat? We're gonna have so many minor imperfections. Like, I don't know if you can see these, but there's like little cracks. And when you use the transform tool, it doesn't get rid of all those cracks. Because look, it's not exact. So I guess there's a bit of an issue there. Okay, I'm gonna do something pretty tedious and I'm gonna do this. Just a little more basic shape work. It's completely unnecessary, but I don't think it works. Let me try something else. I think I'll like this. Okay, I don't know if I do like that. We'll have to see. I'm probably gonna rework those, but now that we have the little, you know, ledge, I can eventually work on that. I think what's great though is that these decals fit exactly on the center of the wheels, so I won't have to worry about that. Like, look at this. There's like a little shift and you have to move it and then remove it until it's aligned a little more. Come on, get rid of that. Okay, that's pretty centered actually. And then you have to do that again, and then you have to do that again. Oh, I actually kind of nailed that one. Actually not, never mind. But yeah, you guys get what I mean. It's so hard to move it exactly to where you want it to be. Sometimes it makes me so mad. But anyways, I'm gonna use a basic shape in the center here just to fill up this gap, because I don't want people to see that there's, you know, the wheels. So that's gonna be raised a little, and I'm gonna have like little steps there too eventually. But I think I'm gonna stop for a quick breather once I get the shape of the trailer done, and I'll probably catch back up in a jiff. But yeah, I'm gonna finish up the main shape of the trailer, and then I'll probably come back to work on this after a little break. And maybe there are gonna be some off-camera mining clips, but we'll see. But just to finish this off, we're gonna do the roof. And the roof is obviously gonna be more detailed in the end, but I'm just gonna map out the shape of it. So we're gonna start with some floors, and this will act as the entire roof section. There we go. And then just by clicking on the back portion of it, you can move the entire thing, and we're just gonna make that flush. Now with the roof, obviously I can keep it flat. That's cool. That's cool. But we're not about that life. We're all about making things look a little curved, because you know, who doesn't love a little bit of curve? So what we're gonna do is make this thing a little more aerodynamic, and we're gonna use wedges. And really, it's very simple. There we go. Nice camping trailer shape, and I think we kind of nailed it, to be fair. Not the first go, but it came eventually. Now all we have to do is search free images, wheel, search. Okay, maybe not that wheel. I'm pretty sure there was a Bloxburg wheel. I just have no idea where it went. Did they get rid of it? Bro, chat, I literally used it in my last one. Tire? Okay, well, it looks like I'm gonna have to search for it on the marketplace, because for some reason it's not there. Dang it, chat, I literally used it the other day. Oh, I think it's this one. Okay, yep, that works. And all we gotta do is paint the tires that color. There we go. Camper trailer wheels installed. We're also gonna black out the truck, because I like blacked out trucks. Okay, maybe not with the headlights. Those headlights look kind of nasty. Okay, we're gonna leave it at this for now, and I'm gonna come back and work on this a little more. I think it's kind of spacious. Not really. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The entire thing's made out of basic shapes, and I think that's kind of impressive. And we got the wheel height pretty dead on, so I'm happy with that. Only downside is that you can't drive away with this thing. I guess that means it's secure, but oh well. All right, so now what you're watching is the off-camera mining trip that I did, and I'm gonna try to keep this explanation pretty short, because I'm gonna let the building do the talking. I'm gonna try to keep it to 5 minutes, and I'll try to verbalize everything, but I know for a fact I can't. So once again, if you do want a speed build for this, I'll probably post it on my second channel, and I'll leave the link to it in the description below eventually. Hopefully I remember. And to be fair, I have no idea what I did for this truck. Like, everything just flowed into my brain, and then I was just moving my hand. My left hand was on the keys, my right hand was on the mouse, and I was just dragging stuff. I don't know, I felt like a kid with one of those infinite boxes of Legos, and you could just build whatever you want. Like, the freedom was honestly infinite here. So yeah, I can't really explain what I'm doing, but I'll try to with the best of my ability. The first thing I really wanted to get finished on this truck was the pop-out areas, segments of the interior that you can slide outwards so you have more space on the interior. And I didn't really have an idea. Well, I actually kind of did have an idea. The entire point of this part was to say that I did have an idea and I did have a vision. So I was just building, and I made this nice little stick out. And what's great about it is that you can copy and paste it. However, it didn't really add that much space to the interior. You'll see as I keep building on. But to be fair, the process for this wasn't all that bad either. The only issues I really had was, once again, with the transform tool. You can't make everything line up perfectly, which kind of pisses me off. But you know what? Oh well, it's not that noticeable unless you're like right up to it, like you're sniffing the walls. So as long as it looks good, it's a win-win. But anyways, those were the little pop-outs on the side. And I also decided to put a living room here, so I spammed all the couches in this nook and cranny. But moving on, I decided to chuck the toilet at the back of the truck because nobody wants to be smelling your poo-poo. And I thought the little dip at the back was a pretty fitting place to put it as well. Although it was kind of cramped, I managed to fit a toilet and a sink, I'm pretty sure. At first, I put a shower in there, but then I figured the shower was a bit too big. But honestly, if I went back and reworked it a little, I think it would have looked okay. But the end result only has a toilet and a sink, and that's pretty much all you need to get your moods up in Bloxburg. Realistically, you'd probably want a shower, but it's fine. It's fine. We move on. Anyways, after that, I started working on the kitchen, and I developed this super genius idea to stack 2 mini fridges on top of each other to get a super skinny fridge so it could fit in this little nook. And this is when my brain cells kind of turned on. Like, the amount of creativity that was going into this build kind of still astonishes me. I'm still smiling, but I had to think about how I was gonna fit everything in the kitchen. Obviously, you need a stove, fridge, and then countertops, and then maybe even a sink if you can get in there. So there was no real way to fit everything in here without making a pop out on the side like the living room. So I'm pretty sure I do that eventually. But first, I'm gonna work on the stairs that lead up to the bedroom because, you know, flow is pretty crucial in a camper van. But anyways, we returned right to the kitchen, and I decided to do something a little extra, and I made this basic shape hood that I did in my dream home as well. So I guess it wasn't all that extra, but it kind of was. I thought it would be fitting because all of this is already done using basic shapes, so might as well just continue with it. But yeah, this was pretty simple, I think. And then after I made the hood, I kind of figured that I needed to do the pop out, so this is when I started sweating my balls off. Well, not really, because all I had to do was copy and paste the pop out that I did for the living room over to the kitchen. And that, in all honesty, was pretty simple. And then the last thing I really needed to do was put the counters in. But I kind of overestimated how easy this might have been, because I had to readjust the size of the windows. Sorry, not the size, the height of the windows. And that was a pain in the butt. But in the end, it's all the same process as what I did earlier, so I was kind of familiar with it. And so the last part of the camper trailer that I really needed to work on was the bedroom, and I started off by replacing one of the windows, or not replacing one of the windows, I added a window, because you can't have a bedroom without a window, and I think that's a by-law thing, or in Canada at least. Like, you can't have a bedroom without a window, and I don't know if that applies to camper trailers or not, but I guess it does. But I think the biggest flaw of the camper trailer is that the bed is a kid's bed, and that's the only type of bed that I could fit in this thing. Like, I tried fitting in what's it called, a sleeping bag, and that didn't work. Or it did work, but it didn't look good or as good as the kid's bed, so that's kind of unfortunate. Maybe I'll work around it eventually, but this is what I had. It was honestly kind of simple. What really do you need in a bedroom aside from a bed and maybe some personal decorations? So I just breezed through this, and then that was pretty much it. The last thing I needed to do was add some lights, and I did this genius basic shape hack of a thing with the floor lamps, and I just put it on a horizontal beam, and then I resized them, flipped them, and transformed them down. So since the camper trailer isn't actually on the ceiling level, I couldn't just use the sleek lights, so this was a perfect solution around that. And then once that was done, all I had to finish was the door to this thing, because you gotta get in somehow. The door was exactly the same as I made it in the 4x4 build challenge. I put out a community post, and most of you guys said this was very reminiscent of the 4x4 build challenge, and this is basically what I would have done if I didn't have just an hour. I mean, to be fair, I did build this in 2 hours, so I guess that's deserving of a round of applause, guys. Give me a pat on the back, please. Okay, that might be asking too much, I'm sorry. But with that, I think I finished up with the main characteristics of the camper trailer. All that was left to do is to paint it and maybe some extra details. Okay, so after a couple more hours of work, okay, not a couple hours, like maybe 30 minutes of work, I've painted the thing, and it doesn't look that painted, but the camper trailer is pretty much complete. Honestly, there are a couple things I might be able to improve on it, especially with the roof, because it's looking kind of bare, but I guess it makes it more aerodynamic. But anyways, I'll get get straight into explaining whatever the heck I did in that time. I added a bike rack at the behind of the truck, so that was a nice little addition. And we got the little rails on the bottom that it's sitting on. Colored the little pop outs, colored the entire body of the truck. It's whiter. That's all I can say. It's whiter. But aside from that, nothing else has really changed. I added an entire forest background, so that kind of puts it in the environment that it should be in. But anyways, moving on inside. Oh wait, no, I guess something I should mention is the fact that the game updated and they did not add the camper trailers that I really wanted. I wanted them to add canoes and kayaks too, but I guess they didn't do that. So this camper trailer is all you're gonna get for a camper trailer. So I'm sorry on behalf of Bloxburg. But anyways, let's step inside. Honestly, I don't know what you guys are really expecting for the interior. It's literally colored by me, so it's gonna look a bit bland, but the color scheme I came up with is this. It looks kind of normal for me. But anyways, here we are with the kitchen. Nice, small, compact. Got some tiles on the ground for the flooring, and then we got our compact fridge, sink in the corner, or sorry, sink in the pop-out area, some kitchen items in the back right corner, and then we have our stove with the custom hood. And I guess we'll head up this way, up the stairs. We got our bedroom. Unfortunately, it is a kid's bed, so we can't sleep in it as an adult, but all the items have stayed the same, and I've just colored everything pretty normal in here. Got the slippers down there as well. But off to the other side, we have the living room, and it's looking a little more spacious than when I first built it, so I guess that's a good thing. Got our couches over here, some blankets laid all over the place, and then we have our painting in the back. The only downside to this is the lack of plants in here, or vegetation, but I guess that's a good thing, because if you're driving and you knock something over, then oh well, that's game over. And then finally, back here we have our very compact toilet and sink. Not too bad. Unfortunately, there's no mirror to look at yourself in, but I guess you got that one over there, and it's not too far of a walk. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the camper trailer. And what's great about it, and I'm so happy about it, is that you can walk through the entire thing, and I think that should be a guaranteed. But I don't know, something about this still mesmerizes me. From the outside it looks so tiny, but the second you step inside, it's so nice. It's perfect. I don't know what to say. It's perfect. It's perfect. I don't think this could have turned out any better than it did, and I think this is one of my best builds for real. So I'll leave it at that. Still a little disappointed with the Bloxburg update. Unfortunately, all we got were plants and then catching butterflies. So by the time this comes out, this is the only camper trailer you're gonna get, and it's the closest I guess you can get to what Bloxburg would actually give you. I think it's very Bloxburg-esque. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, and let me know if you want me to pitch this as a pre-built for Bloxburg, but I honestly don't think they'll take it, since they don't really take builds that require Transform Plus. But anyways, let me know what you guys want to see in the next video, and I'll try to make that happen.